Welcome to another episode of The Untold, where we get to uncover people's untold stories and also what goes on beneath the surface of every human being. I'm your host, Jane Al-Athari.
And of course, I'm your host, Abdullah Al-Hindiani. And Lajane, today we have Latifa Saleh, who's a human growth consultant. The idea of understanding how we function and how we control our emotions and how we deal with a lot of behavior is something really curious to me. And I'm really glad that we've had this guest for today's episode. And we are going to take a very quick break. We'll come back with the interview. And we are back, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. But most importantly, thank you, Latifa Saleh, for joining us here on The Untold tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that I will have a chance to talk about myself in your respectful program and with our beautiful viewers as well.
And we're really looking forward to it as well. Before we dive into the journey of what it is you do in personal development, I wanted to ask you, who was Latifa before this all began?
Well, Latifa was a normal person, a normal student who graduated from Kuwait University. And I know by that time that I want to join the banking sector. And I was so lucky to get a good job in one of the local banks in Kuwait. And that was the start of my journey, where I was in the front row with the clients, and that's really shaping my personality in communication and how to deal with different clients with mentality-wise, gender-wise, education-wise. And the journey started from a local bank, moving to a European bank, and then end up with an international bank. And that difference in teams where you work with Arab and non-Arab definitely has an impact on my personality, because how I will adapt their style and I will explain myself to them. So that was Latifa. Have around 18 years, let's say 19 years of banking and wealth management, a sector that very demanding. You have to be very careful when you talk to clients because you want to convince them to put their money with you. So it's not that you are lending them. When you lend them, it's easy. But when you want them to invest, it's different. So that was me before I joined the, as you said, the human development sector. I'm a mother for 5 girls.
MashaAllah.
Thank you. And thanks God, with everyone help, I manage to balance between my career and my family and with my other, activities, because each one of us has also his needs. You have your relationships, your friends. So, Alhamdulillah, it was a journey where I learned a lot and let me or made me love banking a lot. And in a moment, I wasn't even imagine that I will be out of that sector. I really found myself there. I enjoy talking to clients because, it's very challenging. You have target, of course, and it's a huge target. But with the support of your team, your boss, your colleagues in the team, you will achieve. So these things made the journey so beautiful and joyful. Like, for example, I was waiting for Sunday after the weekend because how beautiful is the team and the relation with the clients. But for certain reasons, something happened, an economic recession happened in 2011. And then I found myself that I need to leave the banking sector because there was a certain downsizing. That downsizing let me think, should I be hanged in that position or I should be flexible? So flexible is one of the important behavior we need in our life. To be successful, you need to be flexible and you need to accept. So this is the shift where I shifted from banking, from one sector to another sector.
But what made you, you know, when you made that shift, you spent, mashallah, 19 years in the banking, as you said, but then that shift went to something human development, which is, it feels like a completely opposite side of banking.
Certainly,
Yeah, so
certainly.
how did you find yourself shifting toward this place in particular?
Well, Abdullah, in a moment, you have to be wise and you have to be smart. And there was opportunities in front of me. So shall I stand in one opportunity where I found there is no way that I cannot move on in that position because as I just said earlier, there was an economic recession and the bank where I was working with, where they were downsizing. So I accept the decision of the management and I tried to find another position in banking, but it wasn't easy. Then the opportunity raised in the horizon, which is the human development, or let's say the consulting and training. And then I talked to myself in a moment, and I wasn't prepared, but I remember very well that I want to move on. I have energy, I'm still young, and I'm still giving. I want to give people, and I want to see what I can do with others. In banking, the similarity in banking, you give clients and you make them happy and you make them satisfied and they continue with you. If they are happy with the satisfied from their portfolio, for example, result, they will continue.
Yeah.
So this is similarity, that there is satisfaction with the clients. And here I'm moving to a sector where I will also make people, individual, satisfied. How they will be satisfied? With helping them, supporting them in shifting their way of thinking, helping them and changing their mindset, exchange or transform knowledge from my knowledge in banking to them, helping them setting their goals, helping them achieve their goals, helping them plan their life. So the skills I gain in the banking, it's like the fruit of that journey where I invest on it in my other journey.
Yeah.
So that's skills has shaped my personality, that I'm a talkative person. If God knows, but if I was in another sector, maybe I will not gain that much of speaking, confident, talking to people, negotiating with them. And again, it wasn't like a smooth journey in banking. There was a lot of also challenge
Ups
there.
and downs.
And of course, there is a huge target. These things make us or make me how to accept and move on and how to expand your way of thinking, finding solutions, not giving up. Maybe I'm the one who I need to change my way of thinking, increase my skills, my knowledge in selling. So these things has prepare me for that sector. So it was a moment where I felt take it or leave it. And then I talked to myself. I said, why not? Let me jump into that opportunity and see what can I do? What can I add? And then I started the journey. Starting the journey, of course, needed a lot of studies and achieving a certain certification to allow me to say I am a consultant or I am a trainer. And I remember very well the first training I did, there was like a fear. Now you are in front of like 15 or 16 people just looking at you, adults. They want something and you can see this in their eyes. So the moment I remember what I did in the banking, I imagine them that they are my clients and I need to satisfy them. And then, the communication start to be smooth and the connection and the engaging happen between me and them. And that was the beginning of the journey of my of the training journey, I mean.
Wow, I feel like it goes back to what you were saying about flexibility and being able to adapt to different circumstances. And it's so interesting to me that you're able to apply what you learned from banking to this new field.
Yeah.
Because when I think of banking, I don't think about the social aspect so much or dealing with clients or people, but there's a lot of that in banking. And you have to keep them happy. You have to deal with all kinds of clients and people. There are a lot of big deals to be made.
True.
So it's really interesting to hear how you took from that and made it into your own thing where you could actually help other people. And
Certainly.
before we go into a bit more detail, I do want to ask you for my own, personal reasons, because I don't, it's the first time I've encountered someone who does a consultancy in human development.
Mhm.
So I just want to ask you, like, what does that mean exactly?
Well, thank you, Lujin, for this beautiful question. Human development, like, let's think of a simple thing now. The phone, our mobile.
Yeah,
It needs an update, correct?
true.
Every how long we do an update for our mobile?
Every couple of months, year, depends on the
Here,
phone, I
depends.
guess. Yeah,
Perfect. And what that update will, give your phone, it will be faster. It will have more features. It will have more capacity, more storage. So let's move and think to the human being. We need an update, way of thinking, and new theories, develop our skills. For example, shy people, they are shy to talk and they don't even have the ability to express themselves and say that we are shy or we don't understand or we don't belong here. I don't know how to communicate. I cannot listen. I'm stressed. These things need development. It's behaviors. Behaviors starting with a child, with a baby. When they cry, they want to express themselves that they are hungry. You know, that's a behavior. They start crying. And then all of us talking, what's wrong with the baby? They are crying. Let's carry them. Let's. But it's a behavior. We need to know how to deal with it. So human development, it's how to deal with circumstances. And before that, how you deal with yourself. How do you want to move on? What do you want to be? You want to stay on that level of knowledge? You want to increase your knowledge? You want to move on? You want to learn more? You want to develop that certain behavior? You want to leave that certain behaviors? Because there's some behaviors, it doesn't help us. We need to leave them, or we keep them, and we need to know when to use them. Feelings. How do I deal with my feelings? Anger issues. Like when we before air we were talking about the parking. This is an issue. But now when you develop yourself and to balance yourself and to move on from two situation, and you just balance. You have a feeling, of course it's normal. We we might cry, shout, smile, laugh. That's normal. But we have to know how to balance using these behaviors, when and why, and if I want more behaviors to be gained to my personality. So this is, a very simple definition of development. Like tables, we have so many kinds of tables.
true.
We have round tables, we have square. Everything need to be developed to make it easy, simple, uh, more benefits. So that's also, we are in that theory as a human being. We need to develop ourselves to get increment, to develop ourselves, our career, our path. That all need a skills to make you move in that certain path.
That's such an amazing thing to hear about. And you're so right. I mean, you said it from the phone, from tables. Everything in life needs an upgrade or an evolution to
Certainly.
change. And like
Yes.
it's like how they say the one constant in life is change.
Yes.
And if you don't change, you're going to be stuck somewhere,
That's
whether that's emotionally or physically or, however else it may be.
definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing will stay as it is. We need to change. That's life.
Yeah.
And changing for better, to become a better person, a better thinker, and a better in everything.
Yeah, I think the idea of being better, especially when it comes to human growth, is something that's never ending, right? People change, or hopefully people strive to change all the way to, their senior years. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's a very good, I would say, mission to tackle on, is that for someone to always try and be better.
Yes.
Yes, with that being said, we are going to take a very quick break. We'll come right back after this one. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome from that quick break. Now, Latifa, I do want to ask you about something I highlighted a little bit briefly before the break, something about growth. You know, the idea of growth is, I think a lot of people maybe have simple ideas about or simple perceptions about it. So, can you tell us what growth is, especially when it comes to in relations to the personality itself?
Certainly. Abdullah, growth is a deep word. Now, usually, the word growth means growth in wealth, growth in money, growth in position, like people are growing in their, ladder and their career ladder. But it's not should be that way because there is a human growth, your growth from inside. It should be a balance between your internal and external growth. A growth is a reflect of a human development, how you are investing in yourself, in gaining new behaviors, gaining new knowledge, getting into new cultures, changing your way of thinking. And that should be smoothly. Nothing will be by force. When the person is ready to uh, get to learn, shift some way of thinking, we let them to grow in that way of changing. Or there is another word is evolving, because evolving it's very close to growth. So it's in modern discussion, it's a balance between internal and external. Whenever you are happy from inside, satisfied, and you know that you are doing the right thing, that will reflect in your external growth. Not necessarily money, maybe in healthy relation, happy life, getting new opportunities, managing your relation, managing yourself, managing your life. So this is a very simple definition of growth. And we should focus on that and encourage people to focus on their internal growth, not only external, because internal is the key of your external growth.
Yeah.
This is will give you more opportunity, will people will look at you, you will highlight also, you will be eligible to know what is good for you and what is not good, because from inside you know how differentiate the personalities and the opportunities which you will deal with.
No, that does make a lot of sense. And I think, as you said, a lot of people, they highlight the external growth a lot.
Yeah.
But without internal satisfaction, the external can be meaningless sometimes.
It's a culture thing.
Yeah?
It's a culture thing where we thought that growth, work, make good money, get to be promoted, change your car. Sometimes people think growth is to focus on your family with your kids and raising them. Culture will get the meaning of growth different, but as I said earlier, it should be a balance between external and internal. But we should accept and respect other cultures and the way they are thinking to growth, and that's normal. And also some cultures they are thinking differently on growth for women and men. And this is very sensitive because they thought woman should be at home, staying with her kids, raising her kids, making a family. It's not your area to, for example, you can work, but you cannot grow in your work.
Yeah.
But for the man, you are the one who's growing and making money and, getting higher in your position. So to cut it very short and to make it very simple, we need to be balanced between the external and internal. And the sky is our limit, and there is no boundaries for women and men in growing.
I agree with that.
It is. And speaking
Don't you think so?
I definitely
Yeah.
think so.
speaking, of growing your inner self, I'd say, what are some things that someone, for someone like me who doesn't know a lot of things about self-improvements, like what are some things I can adjust in my daily life that can help me tremendously when it comes to growth?
Well, Abdullah, you are the only one who can answer that question. And all of us, we should have a moment of truth between ourselves, you know, like looking at yourself in the mirror, or when you are sitting, like meditating, or just quiet, you just revise yourself and ask yourself a question. What do I need? Am I so angry? Am I so like get really triggered when I am in the traffic, or I have a problem in getting early to work? I have like anger issue with someone who talks to me and start questioning me. You will know. I'm just giving, it's not you, I'm just
Yeah.
giving an example. Or it might be a very conservative personality. You don't feel like talking to people. You don't like opening up with others. You are always like in a comfort zone. So you should push yourself to get out from that comfort zone and review your attitude. Is there is a change? Do I feel good when I get out of that comfort zone? And you will differentiate and you will find out the things you need to change to grow. What things I need to develop in my skills, on my way of thinking. Abdullah, that's not necessary to be now. We don't want people to be stressed. I need to grow. I need to... No, 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 no. You just to be relaxed and watch yourself. And we need to be very transparent with ourselves. Like we are so humble. يعني life is a journey and every day is a lesson. I'm now here with you guys. I'm learning from you. Every simple step we are doing is for a reason. So let's enjoy that and learning from it and think, how can I add this to my personality? So it will happen, Abdullah, when you are ready, when you feel that there is a reason for changing. Maybe when your inner feeling will say, I don't feel happy. I go to work every day and I finish my work. Alhamdulillah, I work with a good team, but I'm always with a heavy feeling on my shoulder, or there is something in my chest. You have to listen to that voice. That voice is telling you, Abdullah, there is something wrong. You have to raise a flag. You are doing well, getting paid, working in a good place, with a good people, with a good team, perfect, but you are not happy. And because in that moment you are not expressing yourself, you are not listening to yourself, this is the grow you need, where you will stand up for yourself and say, well, this job is giving me money and wealth and whatever, but I'm not happy. I need to change. People will start criticize you. Why? This is a secure job. Why you are changing? This is exactly a scenario happen in our culture and in our society. And that will make people will stop from growing. You know, they are not standing for themselves. So here you have to listen to that voice and asking yourself, let me try to change. Maybe I go and do something else I love, something not related to my education, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then you will find the way where you will grow, and that feeling in your chest and your shoulder will go because you are revising your daily behaviors, your daily moves. And from that point, you get me, Abdullah,
Yeah.
يعني how things will
Listen to yourself.
exactly. And you revise your daily life after graduating from, for example, your diploma, you're from bachelor, you are at work, and then you will find out there is things I need to change.
I feel like that's really wonderful advice and a great way to put it. And I think it goes back to the idea of emotional awareness.
Yes.
So, do you think that this is vital for personal growth?
See, now there is emotional awareness and there is emotion intelligence.
Okay.
By the end of the day, our emotions are very important. But we have to know how to manage them. You are the manager of your emotions. You have to be stronger than your emotions. Don't let your emotions be stronger than you. Listen to them, but don't exaggerate by listening to them. Sometimes we say, sleep on it, sleep on the emotion, because we are giving ourselves a time to think, is that emotion is helping me? Is this emotion what I need in my journey or for a certain circumstances? Because sometimes emotion will cut your growing journey. So just be the manager of your emotion. This is a very beautiful way I always tell my clients and my trainees, because this is it will change their way. Yeah, I'm the manager of my emotion, because when you are sad, sometimes even it's a positive emotion or a negative emotion. Both of them, if you overuse them, they will have, like, something not good for the journey of growth. When you are happy, you will be relaxed. You are thinking that you don't need anything, because your emotion is telling you that you have everything. Like the example I just told Abdullah, we are thinking of the wealth, of the salary, of the career, but we need to manage those emotions and go deep into that emotion and be more intelligent. Do that emotion is helping me, and how can I fix that emotion in my growth journey?
I love how you put that, because it is true. We have to be the manager of our emotions, because
Yes.
it's okay to feel things, but it's if you let them take over you, that's when it becomes a problem.
Of course, let them, and release the feelings, release the emotion. Don't let them like inside, where they are kept, and they will do some blockage inside your personality. You just let the emotion, but don't exaggerate with that emotion. Anger, sad, grief, happiness, joy, each emotion have a certain time where we can use them. Now, I use the word imagination a lot, and I do love imagination.
Me too.
Imagination is a very way of creative thinking. Imagination is a good role, or is a good tool if you are stressed in the morning and you want to reach like on time for a meeting or for a podcast or whatever, and you are late. So just imagine that everything is fine. This emotion, it's like a fixing emotion to make you feel good, to put you in the position, and then you move on. But don't stay in the imagination. We want to be logic as well, but imagination is good, and it's a sign of creativity. Imagination, I want you to put both things, your heart and your brain, like your waves, together. You put them in the same wave and be in that imagination. It will give you beautiful results. It will make your body work well. Just let them together, feelings, heart, and the brain together, and with the imagination, where I want to be, what I can see myself like in a year time, my bank account, my car, my house, my saving account, you name it.
Yeah.
Just do it that way, and that kind of emotion will help you to reach your goals, and it will support you in your growth journey.
Yeah, I think the cohesion between the mind and the heart is
Yes.
very integral for a lot of people, especially when it comes to development. And I'm really glad, we had that conversation, because unfortunately we did run out of time. But I'm happy that the note we ended on is how there should be a balance between where your heart is and where your mind is, so
Exactly.
that the two worlds can collide in a very healthy manner.
Certainly.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was amazing talking to you. Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you.
insight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed talking to both of you, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Well,
No,
all thanks goes to you, honestly.
Thank
So
you.
thank you again for joining us on the
You're
Untold.
welcome. You're welcome. Wish you all the best in
and we
your growth journey.
and we wish you the best on continuing yours and helping to inspire others.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, dear.
No, thank you as well. And with that, we are going on a very quick break. And we're back from that break. And honestly, Abdullah, it was another wonderful episode. I found Latifa so enlightening to speak to. The way she talked about how the human mind and body works, the way that it's like how people can kind of grow no matter what state they're in. From a young age to an old age, we're always evolving, always changing. And the fact that this growth is a continuous process and we have to look inside and outside in order for it to continue, I think was a really important matter. And I love the message that she left us with, which is to find the balance between your heart and your mind.
Very well said, Lajane. I think this episode was kind of therapeutic for me personally. I never really dug into the idea of looking within you so that, the external you can behave better, right? And it all makes sense, right? Because your behavior, your emotions, your everything just comes from within before they go, to the outer world. So to the idea of understanding that, to talk about that, to have it within your growth journey is so fascinating to me.
I agree. And I also think it was great how she told us to be the manager of our own emotions, not to let them control us, but that it's okay to feel them. And I wish Latifa all the best in continuing on her journey to help and inspire people. That's all we had for today. We'll see you next time.